And with that, we are all set for the Ottifants. Give it up, GarbitheGlitcheress with the Ottifants.
Hello, everyone. This is the Ottifants and with me on and I'm GarbitheGlitcheress, and with me I have Lizstar.
Hi.
And Starlord Ria. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. And so the Ottifants, this is kind of a collect-a-thon platformer, and you need to collect a certain percent to be able to exit level, and the amount you need to collect varies depending on the difficulty. And this category will be doing easy mode, in which you only need to get 25%. That varies in other categories. Like in normally you need to get 50, and in hard you need to get 75. And okay, the smoke that comes out of that can actually hurt me, and it could have knocked me into the spikes, which are a one-hit kill. So you need to be careful with that.
Why do you suppose it's called the Ottifants? Like, the best thing I could come up with is that these guys are something of a hybrid of an otter and an elephant, so they just decided, hey, let's just portmanteau the two animal names together. There we go, Ottifants. We got out a game name.
I read that it's a German comic.
Yeah.
Probably from some far-off time that no one remembers, like the 1980s or something, so...
I think some people in the audience might still remember the 1980s.
I'm trying to make people feel old.
I'm trying to not make them feel old. So this is, I suppose, the first of several worlds that we're going to have to traverse through, picking up our items that look suspiciously like clubs.
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of worlds in this game, and they vary in how many levels they have.
It's actually the 90s, apparently. And the reason it's called that is because the person who made its name is Otto.
Oh, yeah.
So that's thank you for that, chat. Thanks.
Yeah. And so we're heading to the end level. That there was a switch, and I needed to hit that to get that platform to go down. Otherwise, it would just stay up there, and I wouldn't be able to finish the level. A lot of the routing just goes into figuring out the most awesome way to get the power-ups you need. And also, it won't come into play yet, but if you get the pops, you notice some popsicles scattered throughout the level, and if you get them in a certain order, you can get power-ups, which can help in a lot of ways. Like, for instance, you can get a double jump if you collect them in the order green, yellow, red, and that's generally the most frequent combination.
I think there's one level where you get the flight power-up, which is like yellow, green, yellow, or something.
It's a triple yellow, and that would be really useful, except there's not really many situations in easy mode where it comes up. Because there's not really any convenient place where it'll save a lot of time. There's one use, but it only saves about a few seconds. This is the first level where it'll be really important. There I do a damage boost there to just skip having to do quite a bit of the level.
I think that those jack-in-the-boxes are checkpoints, so if you die, you just spawn there instead of back at the beginning of the stage.
Yes.
You'll see that she just got a double jump represented by the springboard.
Yeah.
Watch out for spikes, because she mentioned that's one shot, even on easy mode.
Yeah. And so this is the third of the cavern levels. Some of the levels can be pretty tricky to get lost, but this level isn't too bad with that. And there's some other power-ups that I'm not exactly sure what they do. I know that the triple red gives you a continue, or I think that's what it does. Oh, okay, yeah, I got that jump. That can be pretty hard, but it saves quite a bit of time. I think you're supposed to get a switch to have the thing to have a platform to get up there. But if you do a pretty precise jump, you can just get up there like that, and that saves some time.
So, I have a very important question, Garby.
Yeah?
I know the kind of games you like. Is this game bad? Or is it good?
It's I'd say it's kind of in the middle. Like, I find it to be a fun platform, but there's definitely some kind of rude aspects. Like, how you can get knocked back into something that's just a one-hit kill, and you don't usually get iframes for things that are one-hit kills. So
that reminds me of Star Tropics 2, how they pretty much took away all of the iframes. So you get like 2 iframes, and then you can just get constantly pelted over and over and over again. And
oh yeah,
a lot of games in this era had that whole knockback into death. I think there's plenty of like AVGN stuff where he rants on and on about unpleasantness involving getting knocked back and stun locked into death.
Yeah. So this is the first instance where I'm going to be taking an intentional death, because that'll spawn me a lot closer to a switch here, and it saves quite a bit of time versus having to go all the way back.
Some music just came through.
Yeah. Yeah. But like switches stay pressed after you take a death.
I'm getting extra music. Thanks.
But yeah, we're going to the second of the levels here.
I guess this is the third world. This is the forest world.
This is the third world.
And then I think there's a world at the end that you call the Ewok world. If I recall your splits correctly.
Yeah. I guess I have to give credit to that Jowl, another runner of that game. That's how she had the split. So I just kind of caught my splits from her. So that's how I have that name.
Jaw plays this, so it is a bad game. Okay, I got you.
I mean,
I know the kind of games Jaw plays. Garby can play good games. I don't think Jaw has it in her. Hi, Jaw.
there's the triple yellow for the flight.
Yeah, this is the only time you really use it, but it saves it a few seconds because you don't. Otherwise, you just press a few switches. It doesn't take too long to do, but this is a little quicker to do.
Popsicles.
Okay, that one I should have done. I know I need to jump somewhere, and I recently learned new strat and not too long ago, so I'm just kind of trying to remember what to do there. Or I could just do that. That's like the way spikes work. You can walk like you can walk onto them, but if you fall into them, that's when you take a death. So it's kind of possible to abuse that some.
So you mentioned that in the harder difficulties that you have to collect more of the little clubs in order to advance the level. Do they also increase the boss's hit points somewhat in the harder difficulties?
Boss's hit points? That doesn't change. One particular change is that in the boss coming up, normally one of them. Well, I can explain it when I get there. I think would probably be the best idea.
All right.
We're gonna hit that pretty soon. Oh right, there's a thing here that I need to get. Okay. And so we're gonna be heading to the third boss. This is one that changes a little bit because in this fight, in easy mode, one of these spawn. But in normal, the second one spawns as you're fighting the first one. So normal's a little bit faster in that regard. It's intended to make it tougher, but it also makes it a little faster in normal mode as opposed to easy mode.
So you have to fight them one at a time in this difficulty?
Yeah, as far as I know, there's no way to spawn both of them at the same time. I might be wrong. Maybe you just need to go a certain distance. Maybe it's distance-based.
And then when you threw that pot, you took 10 damage as opposed to just ones from the...
Yeah, it can be a little finicky to use those, so sometimes I just go for using these.
But I know in a later boss, you kind of want to spam the object that you throw.
Yeah.
Against the bulldozer.
Yeah.
Someone in chat was asking, how did you discover this game? Because it's pretty obscure.
I discovered it thanks to getting it in Kusa Grande, which is a bad video game tournament made by Rosentia.
That also answers my question.
Shoutouts to Pesmerger. They were the game master who gave it to me. So shoutouts.
I think the better question is, where do they find this game?
Well,
Yeah.
I know that, so I'm playing every Genesis game ever made. This one I haven't touched yet, so maybe they were doing something similar. Or they're from Germany. Maybe it was a big game. Any Germans here who knew about this game? Because it is, this is PAL format only.
Also, like you saw there, that I took an intentional death to spawn the switch. This is a world in particular which doing that saves quite a bit of time because it does it in both the levels. And this level, it's not really too bad to get 25%. You can generally get it without even going out of your way. So yeah.
There's a bunch of 9s, so I assume it was not very popular in Germany. Well, we'll make it popular now.
Yeah.
Oh, one person who got it in Christmas in the 90s. Did you enjoy it?
So I think the question that inquiring Rias want to know is, you know, were you a good kid for Christmas and you got that as a present, or was that like Santa said to you a lump of coal? I think that may be the next question that we all want to answer.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see people like this game. It does have flaws, but it generally seems pretty enjoyable to play.
It does not actually seem that bad. Like, I like to blow things out of proportion, but it really does not seem that bad.
No, I agree. It doesn't seem like. I mean, I'm sure that it's not the greatest game ever made. I may be biased in that regard, in that regard. But yeah, this is the bulldozer I was mentioning, where she's going to be spamming the paint jar to do 10 damage at a time. 'Cause it likes to jump off screen a lot.
Yeah. So just keep So I need to be careful with where it's positioned in particular, because when you're to the left, it can be hard to get it properly. Like, you have to be pretty far to the left.
Ooh.
And the little can of orange milk, I guess, at the bottom right is your health.
Orange milk?
I mean,
That sounds horrifying.
I mean, that's what it looks like. I'm just calling the shots as Ria sees them.
Ah.
I mean, you know, I'm not. I don't regret my asking. Liz will now hate me for the rest of her life if she doesn't already.
So this world in particular is where you start seeing some pretty big sequence breaks with the lollipops, and also you see those blocks in a level coming up. In the next level coming up, they can be used to get a pretty big, do a little bit of a sequence break. And there you're supposed to go all the way back, but you can just jump into the elephant from there if you have enough %. And here, I don't feel like the route I'm about to do is intended. I'm going to carry this block to a place you're probably not supposed to carry it and skip quite a bit of the level. Ooh. Oh no. Well, game overing won't be the biggest deal. I just need to start the level that I died on. But that can be can be a little rude in this game. But yeah, I'm going to use it here. I don't feel like it was intended. It took a little bit of routing to be able to figure that out. But that probably saves quite a bit of time over having to go all the way back and then go back through here. You can also get a triple green here to get speed shoes to skip even more of it, but that can be pretty tricky to do because the way the speed shoe physics work, it's really slippery, so it can be hard to control. And even if I do make it, I could potentially lose more time than I would save.
So will you be intentionally taking a death and a game over soon, so you don't have to if you have to death warp?
There will be opportunities for last, so I'm not going to do that yet.
All right.
There are people telling us that it's orange juice, and other people are arguing that it's orange milk. What have you done?
I regret absolutely nothing.
Do we have time for some donations, by the way? Garby?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay. We have $25 from Linalia that says, taking my lunch break a little later than usual just to make sure I can watch the Ottifants run in full. Go Garby!
Thanks, Lena.
And we have $25 from Vicarious Vice that says, I just tuned in and I'm not sure what I'm watching. An elephant collecting fruit gummies in a forest full of angry bees. Either way, good luck with the run. Also, shout-outs to Frog Facts.
So I want to mention like something in particular on this level. Like there is a bonus game I can get, but there's a possibility of if I enter the bonus game, it'll entirely soft lock my controls, or like totally lock my controls. So I'll essentially need to reset and enter a password.
Orange milk.
The days before we had, battery back saves on cartridges.
Oh yeah.
Or memory cards even.
Yeah.
So what does the piece of paper do?
Oh, if you collect all the pieces of paper, you need those to get the best ending. And I'm not really sure exactly which levels they're on. I still haven't managed to get the best ending just because I haven't really found a lot of documentation on where they are. So, but if you don't get all of them, and also the piece of paper will fly out after the credits. You'll see all the ones you get, they'll fly out. And I think the ending changes if you get all of them.
So is there a plot or something to this game, or is this still before the era of really having a plot?
So you need to find. You're supposed to save your dad, and you're also supposed to get all of his papers so that for work, I think, or something.
Is that the 100%?
Yeah, but there aren't currently any runs of it, so yeah.
Which means if somebody wants to snipe a free world record, you've got a game for you.
Completely free. Super easy. You just have to route an entire run. No big deal.
Yeah. And so there's a little bit of a precise jump coming up that saves a decent amount of time. Otherwise, you'd have to hit a lot of switches to be able to get to this. But if you do like a precise jump from that platform down up here, you can just get to that red popsicle really early, and it's a pretty good time save. And here, I'll be fighting the boss. There's going to be a boss coming in. I'm going to fight this boss a little bit differently than the others. Like, if you jump on an enemy's head, it'll deal 5 points of damage. And in this boss, it can be faster to do that. Hitbox can be a little finicky, so I might end up taking a few hits.
Boing, 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 boing.
Nice. Very fast.
Yeah. That's a lot faster than, like, just spamming the...
Paintballs.
Yeah.
Here we are at the Ewok stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the only stage where touching water doesn't actually kill you.
Huh.
You can actually go under the water for some of this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty. I want to live here.
So,
Seems like the humidity and bugs might be a little
Yeah,
problematic.
you know what? You're right.
So this world in particular can be pretty punishing because if you die while you have the lollipop power, the lollipops won't respawn. So it's possible you could need to take an intentional game over just to respawn them. Like that would be the fastest method because using these popsicle powers save a whole lot of time in this set of levels. So in particular, Ewok 3 is the one which that's most likely to happen on.
Supposed to make some quip about how Ria's really pun-ishing herself, but I'm already getting the death glare from Liz. I feel.
No, I like puns.
Yeah, puns are cool.
Puns are great. I mean, and if we're doing our own social ticks, I could just talk about the Genesis forever. Genesis does.
Yeah.
What,
Is this our
Nintendo?
first Genesis run of the marathon?
I'm not sure.
I think it is. Not the last.
Nah.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, she does have some things to say about it.
Genesis does.
So we're heading to the last level. I'm going to want to be collecting these in a certain order because the intended route is to hit a set of switches, and it can be pretty convoluted to do, but by collecting the power-ups in the right way, you can skip quite a bit of it, and just after you collect them, just double jump right on to the end. Like, that's what I think is an interesting part of the speedrun. Like, without being able to skip things with the popsicles, it would be kind of tedious, but being able to skip things with the popsicles makes this a pretty interesting run, in my opinion.
So how long have you been running this game?
I think almost about a year at this point. I got it in Kuzugani 2 years ago, but I only started running it pretty recently. You know, I should really take intentional death. I wouldn't do this if I just want to reset my health before getting that, just to be safe. Oh, okay, that'll work. Probably could have made it, but, you know, want to be safe. And also, notably, one other thing I need to be careful of is avoiding the bonus games. There's no indication as to where they will be. And so when you're running this first, you could just suddenly get into a bonus area. There's one up there, so I need to be sure not to get it. And so we're heading into the final two bosses. In particular, there's something pretty interesting with this.
God, that thing.
So if I do this correctly, I can deal like a whole lot of damage. I'm trying to get it so if he jumps like around while he's up there, I could one paintball can deal a whole lot of damage. I don't know if I'm going to be getting it here. I need to be careful because it's possible that if he jumps here, I could hardlock the game. Please be kind. Okay. So, and then the second phase, and you just need to do that. And this is another boss where jumping on the enemies is quick.
It was like Druidic Ridley. That was...
Yeah. And so time will be coming up after. Oh, time will be coming after I lose control. So after you see the blue like light, that'll be when time is. So that'll be a little bit after the health bar hits 0. So be sure to be ready on time. So time.
GG.
Thanks. 2022 is a pretty good time, honestly. My PB is like a 2023, but that's pretty optimized at this point, and I'm happy with a low 22 for a marathon run, and it's quite a bit of an estimate, so happy with that. So thanks, Ria, for doing commentary, and Liz for hosting and doing commentary.
No problem.
Yeah. And
so I think you also have done some runs of normal difficulty in like the 40 to 42 minute mark.
Well, at the moment, my PB is a 31, 35.
31, okay.
You have to get 50% instead of 25% in that category, so it can be a little longer. But yeah, that was Ottifants. Thanks for having us. So we'll move on to the next run.
All right.
Hey, great job, Garby.
Also, I'll be hosting for this. Or, no.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. It's Frame Fatales. I'm your host, Lizstar. Although I will be heading out after this run. We have a few donations, and then we'll throw it to an ad. We have $50 from Crustacean 7's mom. Dream big dreams. Thank you so much. And we have $5 from Lang Inoshi. I like FF 2020, but I don't like Lamp. Oh, good show. All right, friends, we're going to go ahead and throw it to an ad. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Frame Fatales 2020. My name is Lizstar, and I'll be your host for this next run. I lied to you. I got confused by the schedule. We are raising money for the Malala Foundation, and as you all know, I love LAMP, but I also love Oblivion. That's our big game today. That's our first big bonus game. We're currently at 747 out of 5,000. We have a bit of time left, but we don't have too much time left. So, y'all know what to do. We need your help. But next up is Vanguard Bandits with Scala-Kitty. We'll be going towards it in just a second. Before we do, I want to read y'all a few donations. We have $15 from Nico131. No comment. Thank you so much, friend. $10 from Anonymous. Thank you so much.